My story starts out with my parents Joylyn and Timothy Young, whom decided to raise a family of 5 children in rural Alaska. I was welcomed into the world on May 17, 1986, to a loving family who has always shown me compassion and support. I would say that I came out on the favorable side of Erickson's trust versus mistrust stage. I was cared for by my parents, my older siblings, and my grandparents, who lived only across the street from us. This gave me faith in my nurturing environment and helped me to trust those who cared for me. During my time in Piaget's sensory motor stage, I was fascinated by the environment that I had grown up in. I explored the objects around me by my different senses, by tasting, smelling, and feeling anything that I could get my hands on. At one point, my curiosity landed me in the hospital, where, according to my mom, a French fry had to be removed from my nose. My preschool years were marked by one event that had a huge impact on my social life. This was the birth of my younger brother Claude. My older siblings were separated from me by nearly 5 years, but Claude and I were only 3 years apart. As a result, we developed a close bond and friendship. We shared most of our toys, we shared a bedroom, and we've always gone different places together. As I entered the pre-operational stage, I developed a rich imagination and ability to play make-believe. I usually convinced my brother to be my sidekick on all of my adventures, whether it was a march down the beach or just sliding across the kitchen floor. Holidays were very important for me, considering I believed in the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus. My level of logical reasoning allowed me to think that I could ask Santa for anything that I wanted in the world and he'd bring it to me if I was a good boy. The one condition that I thought would disqualify me was whether I made my brother cry or not. This was a difficult task, to say the least. I wanted to avoid getting coal in my stocking. This behavior also places me on the pre-conventional stage of Kohlberg's ladder of moral development. I tried to obtain personal awards like presents, fire trucks, and trains, while trying to dodge the likelihood of getting coal in my stocking. As I grew older and entered elementary school, my dad began to bring me out on the boat to teach me how to be a commercial fisherman. I learned alongside my brothers how to catch, clean, and prepare the salmon that we caught to be sold on open market. Learning these skills gave me great pride, which is why I would say that I had a more favorable outcome while going through the identity versus inferiority stage. My adolescent years began as being less clear-cut in the identity versus confusion stage. As I entered junior high, I was lanky, uncoordinated, and had very low self-esteem. This changed when I discovered my bodily kinesthetic intelligence through sports. I found that I excelled in cross-country, basketball, and wrestling. I created strong friendships with my teammates, which led to great chemistry on the court. My basketball team eventually won the state tournament my junior year of high school. Another factor that affected my development was my exploration and discovery of my indigenous culture and heritage. I learned how to sing and dance in a traditional manner from community elders and leaders. I was even taught our language by my great aunts and my grandfather. I developed an aesthetic appreciation for my people's artwork and formline. All of this gave me a strong sense of identity and uniqueness that I continue to carry even to this day. While in high school, I fit the category of Kohlberg's conventional stage of moral development. I judged the morality of my actions by comparing them to my family's expectations. I worked extremely hard academically throughout my high school years, and eventually graduated at the top of my class. After high school, I attended the University of Alaska Fairbanks. It was here that I entered into the intimacy versus isolation stage. I began dating a special girl that I have known my whole life. She was one of my best friends at home, and we became even closer when she entered college a year after me. As time would have it, we got married and began to share our life experiences with one another. This brought me through with a definite favorable outcome given my ability to make a commitment and to love another person. When Rita came to Indianapolis for flight training, I applied to transfer schools from UAF to Butler University. As things turned out, I was accepted and began attending class during the fall of 2011. Butler has offered me an opportunity to learn how to become an effective and well-rounded educator and learner. By understanding the theories of childhood development, I will be able to adequately meet and understand the needs of my future students. I'll also be able to create lesson plans that are appropriate for their stages of development. With the knowledge of my students' development, I will be better equipped to help guide them to success by providing meaningful learning opportunities in the classroom.